Another movie I've seen over the last couple of days was the new comedy Blockers. This was a movie I was fucking looking forward to since the first time I got a trailer for this. I thought it looked funny from the get go. Every commercial for this movie I've loved. It did bug me. The only thing that bugged me about the fucking trailers was that they just wouldn't fucking give in and just call it cock blockers. They had to be chicken shits. The studios had to be chicken shits about it, even though they had a fucking rooster above the word blockers. It's like, we know it. We know what it's like, what you're referencing. Just fucking do it. I know we're all PC and we have to be PC and we have to be make the movie marketable. Fuck you. It's like, come on. It's like, cock is not that horrible of a word. Um, Whatever. But it was like, yeah, I was really looking fucking forward to this movie. It looked funny as hell. Reviews for it ever since it's premiered at, like, I think South by Southwest has been really good. So I was really looking forward to this. And yeah, I liked this movie too. I really did. It was not as funny as I've. This is gonna sound like I'm didn't like this movie as much, but I did. I really highly recommend it. I think part of me would say that the trailers for this movie are a little bit better than the actual movie, but still the movie is really good. Like, I really did like this movie. This movie didn't like ruin all the jokes or anything like that. Like, not all the great good jokes were ruined from the trailers, but this movie. This wasn't, like I said, this year has been a pretty strong year so far with comedies, with this and Game Night. I would say Game Night's a better movie, but I still like this movie too. This is a really funny movie. It's pretty much what you expect out of it from the trailers. It definitely is. It's a raunchy comedy about, coming of age story, but instead, like a lot of people pointed out, it's instead of from the point of views of teenage boys, it's from the point of view of teenage girls, which is pretty cool and at least refreshing. But like, of course, you got the parents in this movie are fucking great. Leslie Mann, I love Leslie Mann. She's freaking hilarious as always, and she's got some of the best lines in this movie. Leslie Mann, she plays this mom who, you've seen this in a lot of these kinds of movies, a mom who's afraid to be alone because her daughter's about to go off into college, or finds out her daughter has been accepted to UCLA, everything, and she's afraid to be alone because she had her daughter in got knocked up by this guy she met, and he left her when she was pregnant, and she's been raising this girl on her own. Now her daughter's going off to college, and now she's all worried, yada yada yada. It has probably a great story arc with her and her daughter, even though it's predictable, like what's going to happen pretty much beat for beat, because if you've seen movies like this, you know what's going to happen. But it's still like really sweet and really well written. I like characters. Like I said, I liked her story arc, and I thought it was really well done. And her relationship with her daughter was great in this movie. The girl that played her daughter, John Cena. I love the fact, I'm a big wrestling fan. I love the fact that they're trying to make John Cena a thing now, because he's in a lot. Like, my God, like, he is scheduled to do a lot of fucking movies. He's already been in a lot of movies lately, and I'm not. He's getting better at the acting role. And he's really good at this, like, kind of role, where he's doing a comedic role, where he's kind of poking fun of himself, like, for being this big, giant, masculine dude like he is. I like that. Like, like, he's kind of doing the same shtick that The Rock is doing, but The Rock is a little bit better at doing it, but he's not bad. Like I said, you know what? If he continues doing shit like this, he's gonna have a hell of a career, man. He's got some pretty good comedic chops. He's pretty fucking funny. Like he's this very overprotective dad who's very in the movie who he's been raising his daughter as like this super athlete. Which I imagine John Cena in real life, if he had a kid, he doesn't have one, would pretty much be doing. I do laugh that they keep making fun of his hair throughout this movie because if you've watched wrestling, you will notice he has a big giant bald spot nowadays, and it's like, yeah, they cover that shit up in this movie. I was kind of laughing every time they made fun of his fucking hair in this movie. I don't know why they made fun of his hair. It was like he's had that same hairstyle like forever. One thing I fucking goddamn it, I have seen more of John Cena's ass in the last few movies he's been in, and I never need to see it ever again. Between this and Trainwreck, goddamn, he was fucking funny as hell on Trainwreck. But this was like his big like leading role. You can tell like he's supposed to be one of the stars out of this movie. The other dad, which he's a goddamn guy. He's always been. I'm trying to look up his name. Is like he's a guy who's always in a lot, like supporting role in comedies, and he's always very funny. He's very fucking funny in this. What the hell was it? Ike Barinholtz. That's right. Yeah, Ike Barinholtz. He's fucking great. He's this dad of the one girl who's divorced from their girl's mother, who he cheated on her and she cheated on him, yeah. But everybody's been kind of he's been kind of been the outcast of the parents because of it, and like he's kind of has a horrible relationship with his daughter. His daughter doesn't love him really that much. It's like he's actually the only person in this whole movie for the first half that is trying to be the reasonable one, which is kind of fucking funny because like both of Leslie Mann and John Cena are overreacting when they find out their daughters are wanting to lose their virginities, and he's like, dude, just it's fine. Like they're teenage girls. Like your guys are kind of overreacting. He's the one. It's kind of funny that he because he's such a wild out there character, and he's the one that's kind of like, dude, calm the fuck down. Like it's kind of funny. It's like I like that. And like the kids are pretty funny in the movie. I heard a lot of people talk about the girl who plays John Cena's daughter was probably a standout. I actually agree. She was fucking hilarious. She had some pretty goddamn funny lines in this movie. She was really goddamn funny. I've never seen her or anything like that girl who played Catherine Newton. What the hell? I've seen the girl who plays Leslie Mann's daughter. What the hell? Oh, she was the girl in Paranormal Activity 4. That's right. That's what I was thinking. I was like, is that the girl from Paranormal Activity 4? Yeah, that was her. I was like, wasn't she a fucking teenager then? That was like 2012. This is like 2018. I'm pretty fucking certain she's like, I'm sure she's like 20 or 24 by this. Probably like way over the age of what she's supposed to play, but like that's not been done before. But it's like I sitting there thinking, like, if she was a teenager, she was that girl in Bad Teacher and Paranormal Activity 4 where she was a teenager, and this is 6 years later. I started to do the math in my head. I'm like, that can't be the same girl. It's like, because she don't look like a teenager now. And like I said, but like that's just Hollywood. But she's pretty good in this movie too. Like they all get their own story arcs throughout this movie. The one girl who plays is Ike Barinholtz's daughter. Has probably one of the strongest story arcs too. Is you find out like early on that her character is actually gay, and just so that she doesn't feel like she's not included, she just agrees to lose her virginity too, even though she doesn't like guys, but she hasn't told anybody. And she's all secretly in love with this Asian girl who one point wears a cape because reasons, and it's really kind of a really good like I do like that this movie actually addresses at one point Ike Barinholtz knows that his daughter's gay, but she comes out eventually, spoiler alert, to him, and he asks her, well, what do your friends think? She's like, oh, I haven't told them. And she's like, dude, your friends would love you no matter what. Even if you're a fucking vampire, they would love you. And I'm like, thank you. You pointed out, like, my problem with fucking Love, Simon pretty much addressed, like, the same problem of Love, Simon. You know, a lot of problems would be solved if you just told your friends that you're gay. You know, they're obviously would love you and accept you no matter what. Like, I'm glad the character points that out. I was like, that's kind of funny. It's like these like her friends come off like people that would love her no matter what, and guess what they do? And yeah, at least they don't try to manipulate their friends. I still love Simon. Go fucking see it. It sounds like I'm bitching about it. The movie's still really good. Yeah, like I said, I like this movie. Like, everybody was really funny in this fucking movie. Like I said, I even got fucking Gary Coles in this movie as one of the kids' dads. He's him and his wife, and you see a lot of his ass and his dick. I don't know what the fuck. Penis. I don't know if that was like a fake prosthetic, but way too much graphic nudity in that movie. I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen Gary Cole in something in a while. Yeah, like, it's a pretty funny movie. I really fucking love Blockers. That was pretty funny. It's really a really funny, solid comedy. I'd recommend it. I actually missed a bunch of trailers in front of this movie because I walked in like right when the movie was scheduled to start at 2:10. I didn't walk in until like 2:16, so I'm sure I got missed a few trailers, but I did get the new trailer for Tully, which is like the full-length version of the trailer, which is the new Jason Reitman movie about Charlize Theron basically playing a stereotypical house mom who's trying to like live her normal life while also taking care of a bunch of kids, and she's like being overwhelmed and everything else. And it looks like a really funny kind of comedy. I love the part where Charlize Theron like has no shirt on, and her she has the mom belly and everything else, like her body's all sagging and all that shit like that. I'm like, yeah, I know, Charlotte, that's a lot of fucking prosthetic because it's Charlize Theron. I highly doubt that's what her body looks. I know that's not what her body looks like nowadays. But her kid goes, "What's wrong with your body, mommy? What happened to it?" And it's like, that's pretty funny. That line made me laugh. But then she gets a night nanny, and she's to help her out, basically. Is that a thing? Night nanny, like, takes care of the kids at night while you sleep. That sounds like a really bad idea. And they even pointed that out in the trailer, which I thought was pretty funny. Yeah, it looks pretty funny from Jason Reitman, so I'm fucking looking forward to that. I like Jason Reitman as a director and writer-director. He's very funny. Yeah, that's as far as trailers go and blockers go. I got one more review to go, so I'll be back here in a second.